welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Sal.
This is the weekly comic book review show where we take books from last week and tell you about what we thought about them. We tell you kind of what's going on and then, let you know what you should be picking up.
That's
not.
right.
Whatever.
And sometimes we give recommendations for books that are coming out this week.
I kind of was like, that lumped into everything. Again,
yeah,
I don't know.
That's fair.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the last episode of Off the Rack for the year.
Ooh. Wow, really?
Yeah.
We're not doing one next week?
No, nothing's coming out.
I figured we would continue the trend of the books that we didn't get to this week.
All right, if you want to do that.
I don't know. Well, let's just assume this is the last one, and then if we have a super secret hidden one...
Well, hopefully it won't be too secret. You'll watch it. I'm sick, so we're going to do what we can.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Before we get started, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest books that was anticipated for this year. Mm-hmm. Doomsday Clock, number 12, came out before 2020, which I didn't expect. Mm-hmm. So that's exciting. And, we also have a giveaway. And this is the last giveaway of the valiant trinity of giveaways we've done.
Yes.
And I'm really excited about this one because there are going to be 3 winners. The trick is, number 1, all 3 winners have to be living in the continental United States of America. I'm sorry for our international viewers, but we're not mailing them, so it's not our deal. These are, and there are going to be 3 winners. So, we're going to be using the hashtag Valiant in this chat today, and we're going to select 3 random winners, at random, as I said, and these 3 winners will win at random one of these fine posters drawn by none other than artist John Boy Myers, and if you may notice a little bit of a scribbling on each poster, that's because it's also autographed by John Boy Myers. You've got Psylords, Rye, and of course Bloodshot. All 3 are 11 by 17, easy to frame. They are of high quality printing. They're very, very thick paper. They are really, really vibrant, terrific printing and coloring on them. And of course, as I said, they are not only drawn by John Boy Myers, but they are also, of course, signed by John Boy Myers. All 3 of these staples of the current regime of Valiant can be yours. Well, one of each of those 3. You won't get all 3, but you may get one of those 3. And your odds of winning have tripled because there will be a random drawing of 3 people as opposed to the 1 which we normally do. So, with that in mind, please, periodically throughout the show, we will remind you to enter into this drawing. Our intrepid moderator, Danielle, will be randomly selecting those people at the end of the show. So, you must stick around for the end. There are a few stipulations, of course, first of which, you must live in the continental United States. 2, you must be able to email me your address so that I can forward it over to Valiant and have them send it over to you. And 3, you must also stick around so that when you do win, you can be notified and we can work this out, because I'm not going to look you up.
These aren't the ones they're getting, right?
These are the ones they're getting.
No, the ones I'm holding right now?
The ones that you're holding right now are not the ones you're getting.
That's what I was going to say, so don't worry about my mishandling of them.
Yeah, these are not being damaged. They're going to be in terrific condition.
Okay, hold on. Let's also talk about the fact that these are actually like on a slightly iridescent paper.
Yes.
That's really cool.
I know. Not since...
I mean, it looks really great on all of them, but it looks really amazing on Bloodshot.
Yeah, not since the days of our dealings with Fox have I seen such quality from posters. Fox sent us those gorgeous iridescent posters. Yeah. Same deal with these.
Rye looks good.
Rye looks pretty. I mean, they all look really sweet.
They're all solid.
Yeah, the colors on Psylords are pretty sweet as well. So yeah, that's gonna be the giveaway for this week. So keep an eye out. Hashtag Valiant. Use that periodically throughout the show, and you may just be entered. And by the way, once you use the hashtag Valiant, you're in. So you don't have to keep doing it. So don't spam the chat. Doing it 6 times does not increase your chances of winning by 600%. It's just 1.
This one fits my aesthetic right now.
I know. Yeah. It's an iconic colorization.
It is.
White and red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, I bet you didn't know this, but this episode is sponsored by you, who is watching this show live right now. If you're watching this afterwards, thank you for watching. But the sponsors of the show, or those of you who are watching the show as it's happening in real time live right now, all you got to do to be a sponsor is use the super chats. And in exchange for your sponsorship, you can also ask a question, make a comment, and we will share it right here on the show, and we'll weave it in organically into the conversation. So, feel free to sponsor the show by using those super chats. We do appreciate it, and every bit of coinage goes directly into the infrastructure. And as we've been, rolling along, you know, every little bit helps. So thank you very much. We got some incredible super chatters already. I'm gonna just drop them right now. As if Siad helping us out. Thank you very much, As if.
Thank you.
Tim Mickledays giving us a Christmas tree and present. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for your generosity, dude. Basically, it's a Merry Christmas message.
Yeah,
So
thank
happy
you.
holidays to you as well,
Thank
Tim.
you,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much, man. And Denton Film says, random PSA, watch Knives Out. It's fantastic. Also more on the topic. Love your comic pop content. Have an amazing holiday season and stay warm. Thank you, man.
so much.
Right now, it's actually like 50 degrees in New Jersey, so we have been staying warm. I'm sure that will change very, very soon. Like, I'm sure tomorrow it'll be like 12.
Yeah,
Yeah. Whoa. Poke your eye out with that thing.
I know.
But yeah, thank you everybody for your super chats, and of course, thank you everyone in the chat for using the hashtag Valiant to enter to win one of these 3 posters. Don't make requests because I can't honor them. Plus, what if 2 of you want Rye? It's not going to work out. You will get a random one. It's going to be really cool, though. I promise you. They're all of equal quality. They're all by John Boy Myers, and they are all signed ahead of time, and really actually signed by him.
And don't forget, Continental United States.
Yeah. You gotta live here. Sorry. And that's not a slight against you. It's just, this is shipping. So, let's talk about, I don't know. There's a couple of books I want to talk about this week. I was thinking about talking about Star Wars, but I really want to wait until, like, maybe we can do another video.
Yeah, because that way, you know what? Like, we didn't prepare anybody for spoilers, and not everybody's had a chance to see it. Folk are probably going to be seeing it over the holiday break or whatever, maybe with their families and stuff like that. So we thought maybe we'll hold off on that.
Yeah.
Just so that we don't, like, you know, make anyone feel like they have to take off because
Exactly.
of spoilers. So
Right.
instead, we'll just chat about a few of the comics, and then we'll see how Sal's feeling, and we're going to soldier on.
Yeah. Batman number 85 came out this past week. It's, of course, written by Tom King with art by McKelly-Yannon.
It says it's extra-sized epic finale.
It didn't feel exercised at all because it was Tom King, so it took about 8 to 12 minutes to read. It was, however, the last Tom King book for the Batman title. Obviously, he will continue the next 15 or 12 issues that would have been his 100-issue run on another title. Mm-hmm. But as far as Tom King's concerned, he will never write the Batman title again. And when I say that, I mean, like, he wouldn't say yes because if they ever offered it to him again, because they totally screwed him. The fact is, the dude wanted to write 100 issues. DC was happy to oblige. You know, DC should have sat in the boat that they built, and you know, the books slipped in sales, and so they kicked him off unceremoniously 15 issues ahead of time.
I've never heard that saying.
Well, you know, it's probably not a saying at all.
I like it.
Thank you. Well, that's very nice. I appreciate it. But yeah, so no, Batman 85. This is the wrap up, which easily could have been in issue 84 or 83 or 79 or 64, but instead is here. It's all summed up in a football analogy because everybody who reads Batman is probably a big football fan.
But there could be some crossover.
Yeah.
We can't start, you know.
Yeah, Batman and a guy are in a bar. They're watching a football game. Batman just had to see it. He had to get out of the limo and watch
Is he in Porky's?
Yeah, he's in Porky's because Tom King, lol.
Right.
So, you know, and they're talking about this one football player. He's a allegory for Batman. He's Gotham's star player, but he also always fumbles at the finish line. He always lets us down, but maybe this time he'll get back up. Maybe, says Batman. And indeed he does, says the book, because, like, at least Tom King doesn't have enough cynicism to make this end with another backbreaking misery fest for Batman.
Didn't they use a similar analogy in The Button?
Yeah, it was hockey, though.
Oh, right. I was like,
Yeah.
it was some sports, like, analogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. If you're asking me if Tom King is a one-trick pony, the answer is yes. So basically, the Catwoman cripples Tom Wayne Batman. That's how the book opens.
Oh.
Catwoman snaps his back.
Oh.
Batman learns to rely on people. Lesson learned, fart.
Oh.
So the book is over, but you still have a double-sized series. Batman basically says to Gotham Girl, like, I have this special kryptonite that if you touch, it'll give you superpowers and it'll cure you of your problems. She's like, cool, thanks. She does. She's cured. The end.
Which color is that?
Silver.
Oh.
So anyway, so he basically, like, frees her like a healed dove into the sky.
Goodbye.
Go be in something. Maybe someone will write something for you. Maybe you can team up with Sideways or Damage. So, anyway, Batman goes to visit him when he's like in Arkham or whatever, because like they didn't kill him and they didn't get rid of him, and whatever, it sucks. It's just a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry. It's just like, I don't have patience to pretend like Tom King's run was anything other than wheel spinning and like, you know, him just working out his own bullshit. The story is there's like four or five different things that happen. It's all like told out of sequence because like he's a big Quentin Tarantino fan. And so the things that happen are Batman and Catwoman reconcile. They talk about getting married, and they decide they don't really need to get married to be happy together. So they don't get married at the end. Batman,
he did that on purpose because he said that they would get married in his run.
Yep.
But he's like, but I had 15 more issues, so
yeah.
Now they're not.
So instead, they're going to be together, but they're going to be super serial best friends and relationship buddies instead of being married. So issue 50 is a lie, and so is the entire run. But they are together, like for real, for serious, super deeper, pinky swear besties. And so that's great and sweet and like a game changer for everybody, because that wasn't how Hush happened like 15 years ago. So anyway, so she moves into the mansion, I guess, and they have a great time, you know. What was it? You know, they beat Batman and Thomas Wayne like have a fight before Catwoman snaps his back, and basically he says, "You're not really my dad. Like, you're an alternate reality dude who looks like my dad." And it's like, if anybody was saying like, hey, how come Bruce Wayne has such a friggin' problem with this guy? Like, it's not really his dad. Like, you know, if you're in a book like Convergence or Flashpoint, sure, you want to have Bruce Wayne meet his alternate reality father, like that's kind of fun. But to have his alternate reality father show up in like today and be like, oh, like in this reality, and go like, I need to like manipulate events to such that it forces you to not be Batman anymore. Like, okay, well now you're like a meat puppet. Like now you're not actually my dad. Like you're a phony. Now get out of here.
Why don't you just be a good person and then offer to be Batman in his place?
Right. Why not? No, he's not going to do that. Instead, he is beaten by Catwoman and then put into Arkham. And then Bane wakes up from a coma that Tom Wayne put him in by shooting him in the head with a bullet instead of killing him. Of course, he's in a coma. He wakes up, and then night falls Thomas Wayne. He's like, "Aha! Snap!"
Wait, but she already broke his back.
Yeah, but like not enough. So you know, we nightfall Thomas Wayne. It's. I'm trying to keep track of how many people's backs break in this series.
Thomas Wayne just can't get a break.
Lol, he just got a big one right up the back. Yeah, because Bane breaks Batman's back. Yeah. Batman breaks Bane's back. Cowan there's so much back breaking in this book.
Cowan just kind of cracked his back.
The only
it was kind of more
more therapeutic than it was.
Yeah, it was like chiropractic.
Yeah. I will say that. What was it? The most amount of backbreaking is the labor it takes to read this series. That's what I wanted to say.
There you go.
But then Tynan takes over the epilogue, and it's Joker.
Okay.
And Joker's henchmen are like screwing around, and they have to refer to the awful Superman identity reveal.
Right.
So the Joker boys are like, "Hey, sorry, our viewership dropped from 300 to 0.
Oh.
I think it might be an error, but like,
okay,
whatever. So,
well, we're gonna keep on going.
Yeah. But anyway, so Joker's henchmen are talking amongst themselves. They're preparing some horrible deeds for Joker's like new scheme.
Sure, it looks like it's like a Halloween scheme.
No, they're filling teddy bears with razor
I know
wire.
that's like the type of thing, like, you know, candies
with
like razor blades in them. Like,
right?
It sounds like the thing that like everyone's parents warns them about.
Right, exactly. But so one of them is listening to the broadcast about Superman, and he's like, "Hey, isn't it true, Joker? Isn't it true that like you know who Batman is? Like, why don't you just kill him? Like, why don't you just do any like?" If you know who he is,
just do it,
just
man.
do something about it. And so Joker bashes his face into the razor wire, and he's like, okay, that's actually not a bad idea.
Why not?
So Tynan basically is like, I'm going to pull out all the stops and do like an epic Joker story, which is what every single writer who has ever started on Batman since 2011 has said. Like, I've got my definitive Joker story. Here it comes.
Well,
that being said,
it could also be a mandate where they're just like, we need better sales. Put Batman's
Joker in
greatest
this.
villain into the book.
Yep.
We'll get better sales, and then we'll move on.
Right.
Tynan, this is what you're doing.
Before we fire you.
Tell you whatever story you want to tell.
Yep, before we replace you with the guy who wrote 12 Years a Slave.
And then Tynan can go over to Marvel and write Doctor Strange, and then I'll cry.
Wouldn't that be
tears
nice?
of joy.
That'd be nice. That's where I would go if I were given 15 issues of a Batman book and then told to leave and be replaced by some Hollywood screenwriter. Wink. But yeah, no, I'm excited for Tynan doing a Joker story. Joker feels like Joker. I think this is I don't want to like editorialize too hard, but like here's something that I'm kind of done with.
Yeah.
The typeface for Joker.
Oh,
like
in his word balloon?
When Joker talks, he gets his own typeface.
Sure.
And it's to simulate like he's on another level.
Right.
They only like recently started doing that, and by I see recently, I mean like at least 10 years.
Is it the same typeface in every book, or
It
is
is
it just occasionally?
No, it's always the same typeface, and it's across every issue.
Then that must be in their branding guide.
It must be. I hate it, and I'm done with it.
Okay.
Because like I don't think Joker sounds. The reason to do that is if like they sound different.
Right.
Right? Spawn had these crazy word balloons. They were different from everybody else's.
Right.
As if to say that Spawn sounded like he was on another level. Like he sounded like ethereal, something, or like Keith David. I'll take a special extra balloon around that if you sound like Keith David. But that's a very specific proviso. But I'm done with the whole typeface thing. I think it's time to let it go.
Okay.
Joker sounds like a guy. He doesn't need to sound like a god or whatever, or an insane person. What is his madness versus other madness?
He's like, it's true madness.
Right.
It's true craziness. Maybe it's like a demonic. No, it's not, because we've seen that.
No, it's true, but it's different. But it is like a demon, where it's like Etrigan has different font.
Yeah.
You know. So, but why Joker? I don't know. I mean, like
he's like pure evil.
Yeah.
He's a force of nature.
I know, that's what they say. Anyway, so Batman 85 ends the same way that it began, with a kind of like, oh, I guess like if I were being told what happened, I might not ask too many questions and just read it. Like,
sure.
But otherwise, you know.
Okay.
But there isn't any payoff with that whole Batman died in the first arc. Where he's like, whenever Batman died, I would return to the spot. Remember?
No.
Remember that from like 5 years ago?
I really don't.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's over. It's forgivably over. And then, but if you're still cross, you can always go pick up Batman Catwoman by Tom King and read that.
There you go. It's like everybody wins.
I can't wait to see how the sales are for that.
They might be.
I'm really excited to see that, because like the Bat title has like a built-in amount of people who buy it just because it says Batman on it.
Right. And like the first issue will probably do more than the others that follow, but I think King's followers will pick that up.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Like, if you love Tom King, like that's your book now.
And it's funny because that'll be interesting too, because it might also diminish the sales on Tynan's book, because the King followers might not want to read that because they're like, but I want to read this, and this is what I'm going with.
Well, I hope that isn't the case, because when the 12 Years a Slave guy starts writing for Batman, they're going to be releasing a ongoing Black Label Batman story that's starring Bruce Wayne as regular Batman in that book.
Is that Tom King's as well?
No.
Oh.
I don't know whose that's going to be.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't know if, like...
But the main Batman title will star a different Batman, and it's going to be...
Right. Oh, that's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, people might give it a shot. You
Oh
know,
no! The first issue will sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
The first issue will have an article about it in USA Today, and isn't that all we're doing? So anyway, Destin Film says, he said that already.
One?
The guy #1. Happy Festivus and Merry Christmas. That's right.
So
Today
much.
is Festivus. Happy Festivus, everybody.
And Festivus for the rest of us.
I guess I just finished the airing of Grievances.
You totally did, but I'm sure there'll be more, so stick around.
Yeah. Fizco Red says, Happy Holidays from your fellow Canadian nerds. Thanks a lot, man. Happy holidays to you, too.
Psycho?
Well, it's not spelled Psycho.
But it could be. Maybe he couldn't get there.
I thought he was doing a thing where it's like, no, it's not Psycho. It's Fizco.
Just in case.
Well, Psycho Red, thank you. Corey Hoyt says, hey guys, love everything you do. Happy holidays, and please more Captain America on back issues.
Thank you so much.
Winter Soldier and Falcon is coming, and so you will see probably a book called Winter Soldier on back issues.
What? That's
Cam
crazy.
senses Merry Christmas and Happy Tom King is no longer on Batman Day to the ComicPOP crew. That's right.
Thank you
that's what
so
today
much.
is. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Alex Rosen helping us out. Thank you very
you.
much, Alex. Very much. Mr. Vinyl Fish Stick. says,
Yeah.
saw last week's episode of Absolute Comics, and when Benny equated Tom King's Batman to a really long movie script, I couldn't help but laugh. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. I can't argue with that. By the way, Absolute Comics, I don't think it's out yet, but if you want to watch it right now, it's over on the Patreon. Patreon.com/ComicPOP.
Ooh.
With plenty more.
Nice.
Mystery Man, is there going to be a Christmas back issues or GBU? There'll be a Christmas back issues. It's coming out tomorrow, Wednesday. On Christmas Day. You'll get it on Christmas Day. But I really wanted to do a holiday GBU, and we just couldn't make it work. We didn't have enough time. I'd have to get the books, everyone would have to read them, then we'd have to shoot them, and there was no way to coordinate everybody's schedules to make it happen. But I really wanted to do that.
All right, guys.
Next time.
Yeah.
Alan Osborne says, Sal, your passive aggressiveness towards Kong's Batman is amazing to watch, and I agree with you.
It's King's.
King, fair enough. He is like a monster that
No, King Kong we feel bad for.
Yeah, no, that's true. 'Twas beauty killed the beast. But hey, Christmas is here soon, so yay. Yeah, yay. Hey, you might get some extra cash or a present or something. And that'll make up for Tom King writing Batman for so long.
What?
Alex Sanchez, I am the Walrus. No, you're not, man. John Lennon's the Walrus. But thank you very much for the super chat anyway. Ben Wilson, I love your work. I love you, man. Thank you very much, Ben Wilson. Good, strong name. Shadow Bort. I'm not much. It's not much, but Merry Christmas, I guess. I love you guys. Thank you very much, man. No, every bit helps.
Thank you so much.
And it's super helpful. No, that is very generous. Philip Croy says, or Croyce, can't stay long, but here's some cash for Tiffany's sick hat. Yeah, Tiffany's got a swell Marvel Santa hat, which we received as a gift from a family member.
Yeah. They were like, maybe you can wear it on a show. And I was like, I can do that.
Yeah, I wore it on a episode of On the Cheap over on Instagram TV.
Yeah.
A dying format that we dedicated an entire show for. Check it out if you're on Instagram.
Yeah.
And Super Minin? I'm sorry. Wait. Did I get everybody? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Super Minin. This is wanted to say thanks. I recently had eye surgery. Yeesh. I'm sorry, man. That's terrifying.
Ooh, I hope you're okay.
And your podcasts are one of the few things that saved me from boredom.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah, I can imagine you're just sitting there, you can't see, and you're just kind of like...
Yeah, no, I hope it's okay.
Yeah.
It was Psychopath.
Oh, was it? Oh, sorry, man. But yeah, man, eye surgery is scary as hell, especially for people like us who can't see.
Yeah, no, but seriously, hopefully all is well, and I hope it turned out really good. And
hopefully it was...
And it has improved whatever was happening.
Maybe it was cosmetic.
It could have been. Could have been some LASIK.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Justice League number 38 came out. I thought it was going to be the end of the run. It's not. It's the second to last issue, maybe, of the run. In this story, the Justice League battles against Apex Lex. They have all the power in the universe, and they're just about to win, but something pulls the rug out from under them, and they don't win. But next issue, maybe they'll win.
How come they don't call him Aplex?
All right? Well, because they already have an ape on the team, and that's Gorilla Grodd.
Right, but like Aplex, I don't know.
I know. I hear what you're saying. It's all about branding. I think because Apex Lex is a stupid idea.
Oh.
But otherwise, yeah, it's every issue of Justice League, which is the Justice League almost wins. They don't, to pad out the story. So,
But they're not holding hands anymore, I'm
No,
sure.
they let go of their hands, but they will probably do that at the end because Perpetua's here. Now she's like, if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself.
Maybe they'll have to do like some sort of freeform jazz instead.
That'd be nice. All I know is
we need some more bat.
It won't end like Doomsday Clock. So that happened.
I guess you really can't hear the bats, and they make sound.
Bats make lots of sound.
Yeah, they do. So
they're scary. You got attacked by a bat one time.
I didn't get attacked by a bat. There were just lots of
bats. Yeah, you got attacked by bats.
There were just many bats. I think I missed my call to action.
You were like going on like a jog or something, so it's not exactly like a whole...
Yeah.
It wasn't like you were avenging
it's
anybody.
Way to show me, universe, that I shouldn't exercise, and I learned that well. Yeah, I learned it well. I was like, I'm good. I'll just be inside forever.
Yeah.
The bats can't get me.
What else? Did you read anything you want to talk about before we get to the next
I read a couple of things. I didn't really get a chance to get through everything because honestly because of the holidays. Like it's such like a cop out on my part, and I feel like I haven't had a chance to get to everything.
It's been a nightmare.
But then literally when I saw the list I had to read, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, maybe we'll do another episode because there are definitely some things I want to talk about.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to mention that King Thor came to its conclusion.
Yes. How did it go? I didn't read it.
It was long and it was I want to say it was meandering, but it really wasn't. It was meandering in the way that like an old myth would be.
I was gonna say like the way Return of the King is.
Yeah, kind
It's
of.
like I gotta wrap up everything.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I like to think that those who've been following Aaron's Thor run from the beginning feel satisfied from this, because I feel like it must have touched on many things that I'm probably less familiar with than those who have been along for the journey.
Right.
Again, like for some reason, I just have always gravitated towards like Aaron talking about like King Thor in the future more than anything else.
Right.
I have a feeling I'll probably go back and pick up the rest of it, but like it was, to me, it still felt very satisfying.
Oh, cool.
Even not knowing quite as much as all that, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It was kind of beautiful, honestly. But we see like Loki and Thor work together to defeat Gore.
Okay.
In their own ways, in which like Thor basically like becomes like Ragnarok in a way. And like Thor and Aaron calls him something really cool. He calls him all hail King Thor the End Father.
Ooh.
And I was like, that's really cool. So like Thor goes in there a swinging, and we talk a lot about how like Thor always wanted to please his father and like, you know, have his father like, you know, give him like the praise that he wanted from him. And that he understood what Mjolnir was for, but he never understood what the storm meant. And so like he finally kind of like we come to that conclusion by the end of this. He definitely like calls the thunder, calls the lightning from within Gore, and Loki meanwhile uses his most powerful tool, the like
lying.
No, the spoken word. And so like he like rides forth towards Gore, and like Gore is like kind of slowly like pulling him apart. Like, in a way where he, like, removes his weapon.
Yeah.
No, like, he removes his weapon. Don't forget, Loki's blinded at this point. And, like, Gore's like, oh, it's really too bad you can't see how awesome I am as I'm, like, ruining everything and I'm gonna kill you. But trust me, it's great.
Okay, buddy.
It's great. It's too bad you're missing this. And, Loki's riding Tooth Gnasher, the ram.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't need a sword, and I don't need, like, a hammer, and I don't even need a goat. And he's like, sorry, Tooth Gnasher. And then... like, Loki basically tells Gore the story of every great deed Thor ever did. Every person he ever saved, every amazing thing he ever did, even things that no one knew about.
Right.
And, like, I was like, that's really cool, because, like, it weakens him.
Yeah, does that unmake where it's like, no, Thor was right. And Gore's
like,
ah! And then he gets unmade or drops his
and
hammer.
between the lightning and that, like, he, like, dissipates, and, like, every, like... part of him is basically gone forever. And then like we go back to that library where we see like the tomes of Thor's adventures, like young Thor and all that stuff, and then like stories that haven't even been written, future stories of Thor, like Thor God Cop.
Oh, hey, you mean like the Thor Corps from Secret Wars?
Kind of. It's more like Thor is like this like Officer Odinson who goes amongst the galaxy and like settles disputes between other gods.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
So that's there, and we see just a bunch of different like current ideas, future ideas, whatever, just all these different ideas.
Stuff that Aaron probably didn't get a chance to do yet.
Possibly, we see Damon Hallstrom as the satanic sorcerer supreme.
What?
Fighting a like Thor that is the Thunder World. In this, he's a planet basically. It's just cool. You just see a whole bunch of cool stuff, and like. Part of the reason why I think they did this was because I think Aaron wanted to use a lot of artists he'd worked with, possibly. So there's a lot of artists who are in there. We see Jane Foster as current Valkyrie show up in this too. So it's like tying it to the past, present, future, that kind of thing. And yeah, like overall, like I said, like I feel like it was satisfying, and I just hope that those who were like hardcore fans of it also did. There's a really sad moment at the end between Thor and his granddaughters where like he's just like, it's time for you to have like your all-father inheritance basically, and he leaves Mjolnir for them. And then he leaves, and because like the like Gore in his like absence, like he did kill the universe and there's nothing there, it's just like decay. And so like it needs to be sparked up again, and like Loki helps by going into the sun that has died. And like he pulls a total like Superman in All-Star, where like he goes into the sun and it's kept alive not by lies but by story. And I'm like, that's cool.
That's very it's very gamey.
It's very gamey, but it's also like I feel like it's incredible growth for Loki as a character in this run.
Like, hey man, you're not like just a liar, you're a storyteller.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like, you know, like yes, your power was that of word, but like in this way.
Right.
And then Thor goes into the decay and he realizes what the storm is for, and like in theory he brings back the spark of life.
Okay.
And like it's just cool. It's a really cool book. This issue was particularly an oversized issue. So you got a lot for it, and it's cool because like at one point they talk about how like when Thor was a child, he was afraid of the thunder and it made him cry, and that infuriated Odin, and Odin once like sent him from the palace and told them that no one could take Thor in. Like, no one could give him shelter.
Right.
And, like, it was, like, the most insane storm that anyone had ever seen. And the next morning, they found Thor there, and, like, he was not crying anymore. And he never cried again in another storm. And what Odin misunderstood was that Thor wasn't crying because of the storm. The storm existed because Thor cried.
Ah.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then, like, we see, like, the people of Midgard, like, there. And, like, there's a storm. And, like, these kids wake up and they're afraid. And, like, their dad's like, no, it's okay. That means that, like, Thor loves us. And let me tell you of Thor. And I'm like, that's cool. And that's how it ends. And I'm like, that's just really cool.
That is very cool.
Like,
I like that a lot.
It very much is about story and myth. Like, I've been saying this entire time. And, like, Aaron, that, like, really just is beholden to that. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's, like, a huge part of Thor, or can be, depending on how you interpret it. But just neat. I don't know. Just cool.
Lucas Burlock says, off the top of your head, their favorite indie book of this year?
Mine?
Yeah. Well, because mine is, I don't think I have a favorite indie book this year.
That's like a not fair question, because I do love Once and Future, and Something is Killing the Children almost equally.
Yeah. Once in Future and Something's Killing
are probably my top two. I do also like Basket Full of Heads.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, Constantine book's pretty good. I gotta say, Something is Killing the Children excites me more. Right now. Like, Once in Future, I think, is a fantastic story, and I love reading every word of it, and, like, I'm sad that, like, we're kind of coming up to the end. But Something is Killing the Children has me, like, hooked. Like, I'm like, what is happening? What's going on? Where is this going? So I think it's Something is Killing the Children.
If you use the hashtag Valiant in our chat, you could win one of 3 of these incredible Valiant posters. 3 selected from the continental United States, from the chat. It's upside down.
Give me a second.
If you, so if you live in the United States and you want one of these posters, you will win one of these 3 posters if you are selected randomly by using the hashtag Valiant in our chat. All 3 of these posters are drawn by John Boy Myers. All 3 posters are signed by John Boy Myers. You got Psylords, Rye, and Bloodshot. They're all on like this really, really sweet paper, really strong stuff. 11 by 17s. You can get them anywhere. Frames, that is, at like a Michael's, and they always have a coupon.
Do you see that this looks like the sword's actually shining?
Right?
It's because the paper's iridescent.
Yeah.
So yes, there is a shine in the work itself.
Good
There's
stuff.
also a little something extra on the
Hey, by the way, if you do win, you'll also get one of our stickers.
That's cool.
I don't know if that's like an incentive, but hey, why not?
I'll just finish the show like this, where Rye's just hanging out with you.
Oh, cool. Hi, Rye. What was
I don't have a Rye impression.
No. Yeah, right? I don't even know what Rye would sound like.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, I'm Rye.
I am Rye.
I am Rye.
Merry Christmas, Comic Pop, says Exile State Comics. Thanks for another great year of amazing content. Keep up the awesome work. Is TeePublic still the best place for Comic Pop merch? Very much. Thank you very much for your generosity. We have 2 places you can get Comic Pop merch. The first of which is always teepublic.com/stores/comicpop, where you can find t-shirts that are custom made thanks to this lovely and talented person here. You can get our logo. You can get a Harbor Patrol shirt. You can get actually some vectored art. The original Doctor Strange tunic design was hers. Like, you vectored it?
I didn't originally create that, but I did take that.
You did make that.
Basically, I wanted that shirt. So
right, so that's up there. The Damage Control logo is up there, also vectored by you. Some great stuff over there. You also did very much in the olden days for a SourceFed.
That's a really long time ago.
Yeah, for a SourceFed competition, you did a sports shirt called the Black Mesa Head Crabs. It was like a sports shirt for like for based on a video game.
For Black Mesa.
Yeah, that's also there. It's always going to be there. You can also go to Teespring below this video, and there are Comic Pop shirts there as well. Yeah, they're right there. Just scrolling through. And a poster, I think, is also there.
Oh.
And Comic Bandwagon says, Happy Holidays.
Oh.
What are you guys looking forward to most in 2020? I don't know, man. It's going to be a crazy ride because, like, Doomsday Clock ended before I thought it was going to.
Right?
Otherwise, movies are going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing where the comic book industry goes. I'm looking forward to seeing if like there's any regime changes or any new prolific creators. I'd love to see, like after Once in the Future, wouldn't it be nice if like the artist on Once in the Future went over to one of the big two?
I agree.
I'd love to see
Dan Mora is like an unsung hero.
Mm-hmm.
Like he should be getting way more work.
Yeah.
I mean, like that could be his choice. I don't know.
I don't know. But it's great stuff.
I'm excited to see what's coming out of Hill House Comics, because Hill House Comics seems to be filling the void of Vertigo.
Yeah.
Which is just, it's so weird to have like, it's like Black Label, and then under Black Label now, like Sandman Universe went under Black Label, and Hill House Comics is under Black Label as well. So they're all like Black Label books, but now there's all these like different tiers of them, which I feel like is going to make it harder for retailers to distinguish what is for who at this point.
Oh, they don't care. It's just, Black Label, that means it goes in the adult section.
I guess, I guess that makes sense. But some of them are more so than others. Like obviously the Hill House books are like hard, like 17 and up.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously people couldn't get them that aren't, and some kids are like, some people who are like younger than that can handle it, but like not everybody can.
That's true.
Really up to the maturity of the reader.
Yeah, that's fair. Doomsday Clock number 12 came out
Oh,
from
we're going for it?
We're wrapping up.
Oh, hang on real quick. I also read Excalibur.
Oh, hey, how'd Excalibur go?
It went pretty well. We dealt a lot with like the political ramifications of Betsy being a mutant and like Britain finding out.
Yeah.
And like overall just being like, what? And then like Richter and Jubilee having a conversation which was trying to really clear up the like, all English are British but not all British are English, and then like who was part of Britain and who was not part of Britain. And I was like, I feel like I'm more confused than ever before, and I never want to insult anybody, so I'm just like, they're
I guess because they're going to be going there, like they're going to be doing more stuff with that.
Well, Betsy had to sign a whole bunch of paperwork, and like she had to claim those who she was working with, basically, and so she calls them Excalibur, and so now they're part of Excalibur.
Yay!
And she is going off to deal with what does she do? Oh, she has to deal with the Coven, along with her rep. What's his name?
Oh, Pete Wisdom?
Yeah. I was like, Warlock, stop! They're dealing with magical people. He's not a warlock. So they're gonna go deal with that and like whatever their underhanded dealings are. And Apocalypse convinces Gambit that he will help him to free Rogue, because like Gambit's like, I'm not doing anything else until we figure out the Rogue issue. And like Apocalypse was like, that's fair, because don't forget I needed her as part of a plan as well.
Right.
So like we do need to free her. So he's like, I'm gonna need a master of the earth and a master thief to go get these crystals I need. So he sends Richter and Gambit into the under like belly of the earth, where they run into a bunch of druids and they have to steal some crystals. And the druids are like, you're like part of us, man. Richter, like you're a druid too.
Yeah.
Kind of like you were just like inherently born with this ability. Isn't that cool? And like they try to like draw him in, and then like Gambit ends up like falling presumably to his death.
Right. Sure.
Because like the druids crack the earth, and Gambit's like gonna fall, and like Richter goes to help him, and he loses control of his powers for a second, and it crumbles the earth underneath him, and like he's like,
no,
I
hate myself.
You.
Yeah,
damn it. And then like all these dragons show up, because when either Betsy does, I was kind of like not certain about this, either because of what they did over in the other world, or specifically because of Shogo's use of Dragonfire, like it like weakened the barrier, and so now all these mythical creatures are coming through.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And so there's like this like huge like army and stuff like that coming, and Apocalypse is like, okay, Rogue, we've been working together, so let's do this. And then like Rogue wakes up, and I'm like, what?
Oh no!
So that was the one X book I got to, because like that was the one I'm clearly the most like interested in. But the rest of them did come out, so I'd like to get back there. And now that I've got some time, because this week has got like nothing coming out.
Yeah.
So now let's jump into Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, Doomsday Clock number 12, the final issue of this.
It was the final countdown.
Right?
Literally. Jeff
Johns, Gary Frank. I need to go back and read the rest of it. Again.
Me too, because like there were some things that they were clearly referencing from earlier in this book that I was like, damn it, I can't remember. And like, I just don't know. I need this like put together. And just to reread this whole thing.
But ultimately, Superman faces off against Dr. Manhattan, just as the other like super teams that are responding to the Superman effect and the happenings in Russia are converging on Superman, who is of course missing and then finally arriving. The story is just Superman and Dr. Manhattan. Like, Superman teaches Dr. Manhattan a lesson. So the teams are converging, and you got like some crazy teams. I love that like one of them was called Nightfall, like one of the members of this team.
Yeah.
And then the reason why he's called Nightfall is because he's wearing
I know
the friggin' Jean-Paul Valley 90s Batman costume.
Yep.
And I'm like, what?
Why not?
Is that a thing? Are we gonna do this now? That sounds fun. Some Russian Batman. Anyway, so they all converge on Superman.
They already have that.
Yeah, well, he died.
Well, they did have that.
Yeah, but, Superman... So Superman deals with Dr. Manhattan. There's another subplot where Alfred needs to convince new Rorschach to be Rorschach.
Yeah.
I really don't understand why, and it's really not very clear. But in any event, Batman shows up to help reinforce the lesson that Alfred's teaching, which is like, that you should be Rorschach again.
Right.
You should be new Rorschach.
Right.
That's the role, because as much as you see like Batman's hand on covers and stuff like that, like he's not really that important. Like, Batman is not the thing that Jeff Johns wants to talk about.
No.
You want to read Batman to Jeff Johns and Gary Frank? Read Batman Earth 1 Volume 3, which reportedly Frank has been working on for the last 2 years.
Oh.
So it may actually come out like within 2020.
Wow.
Which I was like, what?
That's amazing.
So that's kind of cool. But anyway, so Luthor tells Lois about, the photograph and everything like that.
Yeah.
And he also knows about, like, I guess the Watchmen universe. And he just wants Lois to, like, kind of spill the beans on everything. She's just like, hey.
And he wants his credit.
And he wants the credit.
To be like, look, like, I literally am, like, playing amongst gods right now, so I really can't, I'm not really...
Yeah, I'm not really a player
in this fight, but
yeah.
like I still want the credit that's due to me. Mm-hmm. All I want is my fair share.
Fair enough. Good Christmas reference. But yeah, so the Superman Dr. Manhattan fight is the thing that this has been building towards. What everybody's been talking about. They're like, what's gonna happen? Mm-hmm. What happens is, the whole thing with Superman and Dr. Manhattan are facing off against each other, and John's been seeing this moment forever. Mm-hmm. Where he's like, all I remember is all I know is we're gonna fight, and either I destroy him or he destroys me. But like, I remember him irate, attacking it, like flying at me, and then nothing. Yeah. That's all I know. Mm-hmm. That's all I can see. And he tells Superman this essentially, and then they face off, and we see the image that we've been kind of seeing throughout the series of Superman like flying at Dr. Manhattan.
Right, and Dr. Manhattan honestly pokes at him.
He does. He's really pushing it. Well, he mentions like because he's really trying to make this happen. He's like, let's get to it. Let's cut to the chase here.
Yeah.
He says things like, I killed your parents. Like, I unmade the JSA. Like, I did all this stuff.
Well, and it's like, it's weird though, because don't forget, like, there is like a certain like dispassionate side to Dr. Manhattan, because like everything's objective and like less subjective for him, and so like he's just kind of reporting the facts,
right?
In a way where he's just like, you should know this, like this is what led to this point.
Well, and also when the other heroes and whatnot are attacking Superman, there's a huge amount of collateral damage, and Superman's just trying to keep it at bay. And I think that John's also saying like Superman will win this fight. Like it's gonna be rough. But Superman will win, but he's not concerned with losing or dying. No. He's concerned with everyone else.
Yeah.
And he's like, you jump in here anytime, man. And he goes, I don't help you. And that's what really bothers him. And it's not like, and it's funny because, of course, I don't know if Clark even understands what he's saying. It's kind of like, I'm not going to do that because I don't help you. Like, right. I'm not part of it.
I also question if anyone else can see John.
Right.
Because, like, literally these superheroes all show up. And, like, like Black Adam's there and all that. And, like, they're all just very concerned with Superman. Nobody comments on the, like, completely nude blue guy.
Well, nobody comments on it when he talks to his friend in the past, either.
Yeah,
so
it's
true. Only that John appears before people that he wants to influence.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Of course, in the previous issue, Lex reveals that, like, there's all these photos of John and Janie, like, from across time, like, from different eras, as if that whenever John visits, like, a period when Superman might have been rebooted or whatever, like, another origin of him is also conjured. And that's, like, that photograph is it's not just, like, a echo of that, but it's also maybe a manifestation of John's desire to influence the reality he's in, but the point is that a picture appears, like a picture just kind of like morphs around the battle with Superman, which Superman then takes note of, and he points it out to him, and he's like, hey, look at this, like,
Yeah.
you were a guy, knock it off. So they face off, and Superman lunges at Manhattan, and what Manhattan failed to understand was that Clark was never punching him. It was that he was punching past him to save, or presumably he thought, save Manhattan from an antagonist, from another member of the super team.
Or he was just, I don't think he's helping him, because if they can't see him,
right,
he's just punching the other guy.
He's just punching the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before I really put together like that no one can see.
Yeah, well, because like,
I thought it was just like they were like, screw this guy.
Nobody addresses the fact that like, and I think I feel
but tensions are high, and they're really reacting to everything.
guess.
Like, I can imagine them being like so irate and so like angry with Clark that they're like not focused on like the guy who's not doing anything.
Right.
Plus,
Maybe.
if you encounter a naked person in the street, the less interaction you have with them, the better anyway. But anyway, so yeah, he punches the guy, and he says, no, because Manhattan says, why would you defend me? But and it's like, because nobody can see you, man. But no, the point is, he goes like, listen, like, this is what's up. And so ultimately Superman
ultimately what happened then? Well, in Metropolis, they say that
John Osterman's heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Yeah.
And he uses his immense power to kind of like make everything go away.
I don't actually know if they're in Metropolis. They might be in Russia.
I think they are in Metropolis.
Okay.
I think it has to be Metropolis because of the theming of this. But yeah, but the great panel work. And then we get like a couple pages. It's funny for like this book that needs to do everything. There's like a black page and then a 9-panel grid of blackness, and you're like,
by the way, I noticed,
I was reading it on the guided view, and I'm
Me
like,
too.
oh, that's cool. I'm like just trying to get to the next thing.
and I did notice that on the guided view, they made sure to keep the gutters almost so that you knew it wasn't broken.
Right.
So you see like a flash of white in between them, so you knew to keep going. And I was like, that was clever.
Yeah.
Because like for a minute I was like, wait, okay, no, we're good. I think this is all intentional.
Right.
It was a really cool way to read it, and I think it was almost more effective.
Yeah.
That way. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, they could be in Russia or Washington. I don't know. I didn't read the freaking last issue in a long time.
I was just making a joke.
Right. Yeah. Well, don't make jokes, Tiffany.
I'm sorry.
Okay, this is a very serious thing. Let's talk about this serious thing.
Not sorry about my Grinch reference.
But what was it? So basically, Manhattan intercedes, and then we cut back to a scene that we actually saw before, which was John taking Clark, taking him to like a dance or dropping him off at like school or something, and as Manhattan interferes or re-interferes with it, because of course the whole thing is that Manhattan unmakes the JSA.
Yep.
And so by doing so, like all he does is move like the Alan Scott's lantern like a few inches away, so he can't reach it, and so he doesn't become the Green Lantern. That ripple effect basically keeps the JSA from forming, and it basically conjures the New 52 universe.
Right.
Manhattan puts the lantern back and undoes the conversation, or rather changes the conversation that Clark has with his parents. The original conversation with his parents was basically that, like, you know, I don't know what you're supposed to do with your powers. It's basically Man of Steel, where it's like, you're alone, you're scary, you have these powers, I don't know what your purpose is. And then when the JSA is reintroduced into this continuity, John's monologue is different now, and he says, like, actually, there were people with extraordinary abilities, like, back in the 40s, and so you're in good hands. Like, people won't be afraid of you when you show back up.
Yeah, and he's also just like, you know, I'm looking forward to see what you're gonna like do.
Right.
Like I'm excited for you.
Exactly. So as a result, you know, Martha and Jonathan are about to get into their classic car accident that spawns the New 52 Superman, but instead, Superboy intercedes and saves them. That's Clark as a teenager, but in the Superman costume, reestablishing Superboy into this current continuity. So as a result, Clark Kent becomes Superboy. The Kents don't die. He joins the Legion of Superheroes. That brings that back into... Clearly, Johns was like, I have a big plan. that's going to bring back the JSA and the Legion of Superheroes. It's why I don't want anybody touching it.
Yeah.
And if Bendis didn't get to do the Legion of Superheroes and Snyder didn't get to do the Justice Society of America, this might have actually felt like something.
Yeah.
Instead, it was like the feet were immediately cut out from under it. Like you're like, yeah, right, no, but like John Stewart and Wally and Barry got to hang out with the JSA like literally 2 or 3 months ago. Why are we all so excited? It's like, because we were delayed of this for years. So anyway, then everything kind of like wraps up with a neat little package. Like, Superman is rejoined with the other heroes. Well, actually, the heroes that join Superman and defend against like the oncoming response to the Superman problem are the Legion of Superheroes and the JSA. Mm-hmm. Which is, again, another big, like, moment which is supposed to make you go, like, yay, they're back! I can't believe this!
Right.
But they were back already, so whatever. But it is a really awesome splash page. Thanks a lot. Like, it looks really cool.
It is cool.
I'm not going to argue. And if, like, there wasn't any previous stuff, it would have felt pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. So, you know, essentially they win, and Manhattan, like, then has like this monologue where he basically outlines John's plan for the DC publishing line, which will never happen.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, so here's the deal. Like, this is the origin of Earth 2. Here's what the Crisis did. The Crisis created Earth 1985, which we've never really explored. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Right?
Like, does that mean we can go back to like 1985 and do stories about them? And we got the Flashpoint and creates New 52 Earth, which is a different reality according to Johns.
Yep.
Then he says, like, in 2020, like, we fix it.
Yep.
In 2025, another crisis happens. And then there's a big tease about like all the things that Johns, I don't even think is planning, and that's the thing. People were like talking about this a lot, where they're like, what does this mean? Is there going to be this, that, and the other thing? And I'm like, no. I think John's just saying like, time is cyclical. We're living in a metaverse, so like we're going to see a lot of this kind of thing. Like,
right.
Get used to stuff that sounds like this, or looks like this, or is just kind of close to this, because like these kind of stories are always going to be happening.
Yeah.
And so you have a bunch of crises that happen. They keep talking about basically that Superman is kind of like the key to all of this. Mm-hmm. That like without Superman, the metaverse can't rebirth.
Right,
constantly.
which is kind of nice, because oftentimes the Flash is so like
central to all of them.
Central to that, and like he even mentions in there that like, you know, it's like at this point here's the like the birth of the Speed Force, that kind of thing, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like they're like, no, like,
yeah, he's like saying like I'm not unmaking Barry's contribution or Wally's efforts, but like it's like he's like the touchstone for everything. Like Superman is like this hub, this like center point which everything kind of comes out of, whether it be like the moral center of it or otherwise. Yeah. But we apparently, you know, they're teasing a crisis in 2025. There's a crisis coming now, but he doesn't reference that because, of course, you can't. But he does editorially reference some things that have to happen or that do wind up coming up. Mm-hmm. You know, basically he was implying, I think, that 2025, like, we're gonna fix everything. Like, I'm gonna put everything back,
right?
And we're gonna like put everything back to the way that you guys remember the DC universe pre New 52.
Yeah.
Then he talks about 2026. The timelines are born. Earth 5G is born, which of course is like one line that I guarantee you an editor put in. 2026. There's like a reference to Superman helping like find Bruce Wayne's daughter.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, whatever, okay.
I was kind of interested in that.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things in here that I think it's more like breadcrumbs or like references opposed to like, you know, it's not like that big board.
Wouldn't this be cool?
Yeah.
It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not a big board that like is showing you what the next 6-year plan is for DC, because I can tell you this, there ain't one. DC doesn't plan that far in advance. Neither of them do, but DC especially, and everything is evident in that. Then the retcons and efforts and editorial changes in Doomsday Clock.
Yeah.
I love the tease of 2030. 2030, 10 years from now.
Yeah.
They're not planning 10 years from now. No one's having a conversation like about making the secret crisis happen,
right? Where
Superman fights Thor and Hulk and everything like that. But like that, apparently the timeline changes as a result of that.
I did not catch the Green Behemoth being Thor. I was
no, being Hulk. Yeah.
I was like, Thor. Yeah, sure. I'm sure we could do something with like gods within there. I did not Wow.
Yeah.
Obviously, across the universe, it makes so much more sense.
Right. Yeah. 2030. Secret Crisis, because of course Marvel's everything's a secret.
Yes.
I loved that, and I like the optimism in John's, where he's like, no. In 10 years, they might be able to do a crossover again, and that kills me because I'm like, you could do it literally any time.
Yeah.
But they won't. 2038, we're doing basically updating. Like, so by 2038, we're gonna have to reboot Superman's origin again. And then basically Dr. Manhattan reveals in his like kind of like chronicling of the future history of Superman that basically Superman is like the linchpin of the universe, and as long as there is a Superman, there's hope in the universe.
Right.
There's also some wrap up with Marionette Mime. I don't want to talk about that because it's crazy, but I will get into it in a minute.
Okay.
Lex Luthor puts comedian back where he came from, like we all expected.
Yeah, like
because there's no way when he got blinked out mid-fall.
Yeah.
You knew they were just gonna stick him back where he came from.
Right. Yeah.
The only thing that they didn't really do a very good job of was put him back in his clothes. Like when he lands in our reality from Watchmen, he was in his robe.
Yeah.
And then he's in his comedian costume in this, and then it's like, well, so we're just gonna go back and put him there, and he's back in his robe.
You can see it like changing, like the
That's
panel
true,
work.
yeah.
You can see it transforming. Like whatever like Lex is using on him is actually like putting it back as it should have been.
Right,
And
using
so,
a vibrational frequency gun.
Yeah, he's vibrating those clothes right off of him and his robe back on. But you can see the transition happening, so it didn't really bother me.
Yeah.
All that much.
Right.
Even if the science doesn't hold up.
Yeah. So new Rorschach shows up after basically Lex Luthor. Is it Lex Luthor who shoots him? Yeah.
No,
Comedian. Comedian shoots Ozymandias.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor sends Comedian back.
Yeah.
And then new Rorschach saves Ozymandias from dying.
Yeah, because he wants him to face his crimes.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you don't get to die a hero.
No, you don't.
You will live to see yourself become the villain.
So Manhattan leaves Marionette Mime here. He's like, you'll be fun villains. Bye.
Yeah. Well,
And
it's also like, you can't come back.
yeah, no.
No, it's not. This is not for you. No.
No. And then he goes and he fixes his old actor friend who died tragically's history.
Yeah, he like fixes him by like just inspiring him to make his own choices.
Yes.
And like I kind of dig that because like Manhattan's lesson from his experience with Superman is that there aren't only just like these options sometimes.
Right.
Like
there's always well,
it's a multiversal thing. Like there are an infinite number of options.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, and like just because you can only see these X amount of options, Manhattan, or maybe they have the highest probability of occurring.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that's the end of it, and you can't just tell people that.
Right. And I think that what Johns is trying to say is that like we live in a world where it's black or white, it's this or that, and with Superman, there's always another option.
Yeah.
And so he finally, because John's always been like John Osterman is like, I'm either gonna die or you're gonna die, and it's like, or you do the right thing.
Yeah. Well, because like in that, like John is like always like, well, if everything ends, clearly what happened was there's these two powerhouses. Either you kill me or I kill the universe. It's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
Exactly.
And I feel like, again, like there's a big message in this, and I know we often make fun of it, but like I feel like this book earned its message of hope.
Yes.
Because what Johns is saying is that's what Superman is, and that's often what makes him the center of the DC universe, is that like beacon of hope that he is. And he teaches that to John, because John lives in like a world where there is no hope in a sense, or he doesn't quite understand it because it's not quantitative.
No,
like it's not a scientific formula. And so like I think that's what he teaches him. And so like when he says like, there is another option, maybe you die giving back,
right? And
it's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
that can't be, because that's a happy
what?
ending.
But I wouldn't do that. But I would never do that. Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh, I'm the dick.
Right. So he saves Carver by saying, don't be afraid of how you feel, of what you feel.
Yeah.
Like don't be afraid of who you are.
Yep.
And so as a result, like he goes through some hard times, but he does inherit like a brighter future. He gets a happy ending.
He gets a happy ending. He affects change in his world, and like he dies at an old age.
Yes.
Like he lives a full life.
Right, and inspires others with his sacrifice. So yeah, Marionette and Mime become villains of the DC universe, and
or not. Like I'm not honestly.
Well, because they just say like, Well, they're still wearing their friggin' villain costumes.
They are, but then when we see them later on, like, they're playing house, basically.
That's true.
Because it's, like, seemingly... And, like, we'll see, like, once things get hard, whether or not they fall back into that life of crime. But it seems like now that they have, like, a future for their kid, they're kind of like, this is it.
Right.
Like, that's presumably
Their
all
new
she
kid.
wanted.
Yes.
Was
right.
something to care for, and now she has it, so... Maybe that's it. Like, maybe like, she's satisfied with that.
Yeah.
And Mime just seems to be along for the ride.
Right, he's just happy to be part of it. We reestablished that, no, Superman's parents are back.
Yeah, and
They
I love
didn't die
that.
now.
And I know when you were saying before that, like, that, like, moment of, like, the revelation that the JSA and the Legion are back isn't, like, that hard-hitting. What's funny for me is those pages, that wasn't what I was paying attention to at all.
No, you were paying attention to the fact that
like,
his parents
I literally,
didn't die
like, teared
anymore.
up a little bit, like, with pride, like, or with their pride for their son when he
Yes.
shows up to save them. And they're like, who is that? They're like, that's our son.
That's our son.
And I was like...
Yeah, that's good shit.
Like, because the Kents are such good people.
Right.
And, like, I love that, like, John also learns that. He's like, I'm not like him because I didn't come from that.
Right.
And, like, it's funny because it's like,
Well,
Superman's
my
like,
world didn't have a Superman.
right, but it's also like, Superman is the center of the DC universe, but, like, in a ways the Kents are.
Yes.
Because the Kents died, Superman didn't become the thing he... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the Kents have such an effect on the DC universe.
Right.
And, like, I really dig that because it's like John's quietly kind of saying that, like, how important they are, that they are such good people.
Yes. So yeah, so they're reintroduced,
Yeah.
and then we reveal that like John returns to the Watchmen universe and starts being more proactive.
Yes, like, kind of. Like, he doesn't have, like, it's seemingly he doesn't have long, but he does?
Yeah,
I don't know.
he can do whatever.
Because, again, like, because time is so not an issue for him.
Right.
Like, it's impossible to tell how long anything is because time is not what we know time to be for John.
Yes, he he manages to indulge in an alternate reality where he never becomes Dr. Manhattan,
I know.
in which he's like, that was nice.
Yeah, and, like, again, I feel like prior to, obviously, meeting Superman, he
didn't know that was a
couldn't do
thing.
that. Yeah. Because, again, like, for John, there is no multiverse.
Right.
It's just this happens.
where we
Like,
are, yeah.
Time is what it is, and then he goes to the DC universe, and he's just like, oh, like, look at all this. There could be that.
Yeah. The whole reason why Marion and Mime are in the DC universe at all is because they want to know what happened to their son.
Right.
Of course, there's a big explanation or a big theory where they're like, oh, the Joker's their son, right? No.
Which I'm kind of happy for.
Yes.
Because, like, I'm always the person who's like, I don't want to know where the Joker came from. I just like that he's just there.
Yeah.
And, like, we get hints, but, like, never an answer. And so, like, I didn't want an answer.
No, but the answer is that John takes him.
I know.
And then, like, kind of raises him?
Yeah, to a point.
To a point.
To an awkward point.
Yes. And then he just drops him off at Dreamberg's house. In the alternate future
No,
where...
he drops it off at the Hollis house.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Dreberg.
No, is it Hollis?
Yeah, it says it on the mailbox.
Oh shit! I thought it was future, future Night Owl 2.
No.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, he drops him off at Hollis Mason's house, and he's just like, "Here you go."
Except that doesn't make any sense because you don't put your first name on the mailbox. It's the last name Hollis.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's Hollis Mason.
But there is, like, I thought there was a Sam Hollis. I don't know. But her name's Sally.
Yeah, is it? Well, maybe it's. They have an owl clock.
I know.
Anyway, so John takes the baby, and he basically like he raises it a little bit, where he's like he takes him across reality and like teaches him language and shows him the world.
Yeah, and like
the universe and
some
whatnot.
of it he bases on like his own experiences, and some of it he clearly bases off the Kents.
Yeah. And then okay, no, it is the future.
Yeah.
And they took Hollis Mason's name and used it as a fake.
Okay. There you
So
go.
thank you. So yeah.
I'm like, no,
So
because it's the last
so
name.
I was like, no, it's friggin' it's
Yeah.
it's Spilk Spectre and Night Owl.
Okay.
But
well, because that would make sense, and like that's what like threw me off was because, and again, probably if we'd read this all in one piece, it would make more sense.
It would have felt a lot
But
more
clearly, they
cohesive.
named Sally after
yes.
her mom.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's cute because like she gets over it. But then
Yeah.
I was like, but the last name says Hollis on the mailbox. So anyway,
Right.
moving on.
So he drops off his son, who's really Marionette Mime's son.
His ward.
His ward off at the Hollises, and names him Clark. And he's like, "Here you go." And he's like, "John calls me Clark." He doesn't even call him Dad.
No.
But yeah, so what?
Yeah, and also,
and that's like basically he's like, I'm giving the Watchmen universe to Superman.
Right, and also seemingly like John is gone at the end of this.
Well,
like,
and of course this Clark has has the atomic symbol on him, which I guess indicates that he has power.
Well, yeah, that's what John says. Like, he gives the last of his power to like revitalize the world that like they live in.
Right, but doesn't like infuse the universe with anything. He just puts it into this boy.
Well, he does a little bit of both, it seemingly, because like he not only gets rid of all the nukes, which I thought was very important, because he was just like, okay, I have to be more like Superman. That's the proactiveness.
Yeah.
Like there, he's like, he gets rid of the nuclear threat. He's like, you guys got to start over, and you guys have to police yourselves. But then, as he's walking along and he's like fading away, like it's like Princess Mononoke, where like he walks along and things like seemingly grow.
Yes, in his wake.
Feet,
yeah,
and like they talk about the roses and such, and that like
that's true.
And that like others are gonna plant roses for him because like clearly he got rid of the nukes and whatever, and then he puts the rest of his power into the kid.
Yes.
So like, the kid doesn't have all of it.
No.
He's got a portion of it. I'm guessing a Superman proportionate amount.
Right.
And then indicates that Marionette and Mime are going to be like an anchor for him to go there one day.
Right.
I guess if they ever needed him.
Yeah. Well, and if like we wanted to do Doomsday Clock too.
Right.
Doomsday Clock.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it wraps up with a hopeful ending, which I didn't not expect. Like that was very much what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Best quote at the end: "Every child comes with the message that God is not yet discouraged of man." From Tagore. But I like that one a lot. I think it's a good ending. I remember them talking. I remember like the scuttlebutt was like, oh, like, does Watchmen deserve a happy ending? Does this word blah blah blah? Like Superman's really? Oh, the lesson is I like Superman. Ugh. And I'm like, no, that's a very like one-dimensional interpretation of the lesson.
Mean, I think the lesson is like, listen, John doesn't 100% ensure that the world of Watchmen is going to get a happy ending.
No.
He just takes responsibility for the power that he has.
Right, because, like just like Superman did.
Right, because like he saw, like what he wanted to do was go and understand who Superman was. And after he messed it up so like incredibly, where he realizes that it's like, this is what I did in my world. Like my inaction or like, my action in this world caused there to be an issue because basically it was almost an inaction. Like I pulled away the ability for heroes to exist.
Yeah, it's true. Well, as I was experimenting with Superman, I discovered this metaverse, and there is a constant in it, and I messed with that constant, and it taught me a lesson.
And it did, and like I love like the idea of like the universe, like the antibody being Superman. Like Superman can't help it. Superman prevails essentially,
right?
And that like. Through it though, like John's like, but Superman's always happy. It's not like he's trying to ruin him. It's not like he's trying to make him bad. Like,
no,
he's just trying to understand.
He's just trying to learn. Yeah,
he's like, I don't get it.
He's
and
not
then
being
he's
malevolent.
Like, oh,
oops.
Oh, I only look at like basically two options most of the time. Like exactly. I'm just like, no, I look at time and this is what happens, and like that's really what it is. Is like John's like, no, I just see like points in time. I'm not trying to figure out how it happens. It just happens.
Right. Exactly.
And then like John learns like, oh.
Yeah, things happen around me.
Yeah.
I never influence those things.
But like
but what if I did?
But what if I did? More than likely, the outcome would be the same because that's how time progresses.
Yeah.
And so like.
But what if there's a third option?
Yeah, but even still, because he does that, it's the exact same result for him.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he understands that like even if he does change things or affect change, like time will prevail. Like time will keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree. I loved it.
I was more pleased with it than I thought. And like, other than like obviously missing some callbacks to some earlier stuff based on the length of
time
reading time.
Yeah. Just didn't have enough time to read it all right now.
Yeah.
So,
I was very pleased that most of it revolved around like Manhattan and Superman interacting with one another on that level, and it really coming down to that conversation that I was hoping that they were going to have, and they did. It wasn't quite the like philosophical like tete-a-tete that I thought it might be, but like I thought I liked it. I liked it quite a bit, and I also like the fact that like Manhattan also takes like heed to put everything back except Marionette and Mime, where he's just like
and whatever. Here's some new characters that are based off of original characters.
Who cares?
Because those characters also showed up in I Am Suicide by Tom King.
So now they have to be there.
So now both cook. So now there's there's a Marionette and Mime and a Marionette and Mime original characters.
Maybe they overwrite them.
Maybe. That would be
or
better.
Maybe it is them.
Right. It's Punch and Julie.
Oh, right. I forgot. Never mind. It's not them.
Yeah, no. Algie Try, hell yeah, it's ComicPOP. Can't wait to watch, but I can't watch right now, but I'll be sure to hear you read this when I watch this stream later. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your generosity. Let's see here. Sorry. Cash Money in the Bank. Ho, ho, ho. Thank you very much, man.
Thank
and
you.
ho, ho, ho to you,
Thank
too.
you so much.
Mr. Roboto, Spawn Suit Doctor Strange needs a revival.
Nope.
I would like him in, like, the video games. Like, if he... and Porter Wallace helping us out in a big bad way. Thank you very much, Porter. Dude. Thank you. Mr. Roboto, it'll end with Metatron and Manhattan crossing the verse, learning and gaining new purpose. Right? Yeah. No, I don't think so. That'd be cool though. I'm shocked he's not in there. Oh, that's right. Dr. Manhattan killed him, and there's no reference to it whatsoever. That's weird. They should have done that. That's weird. Well. We didn't pick up everything. Z-Berm, I really enjoyed Doomsday Clock's finale, except for the Legion of Superheroes redesign. It reminds me of that Bendis is ruining everything. I'm sure it wasn't in there before, but now it is. I'm sure it had everything to do with Bendis. And I'm sure that Johns did not put it in the script. I'm sure that was just like Gary Frank got a call. You gotta use Bendis' stuff. Okay.
Which doesn't make any sense because seemingly they want to sweep this under the rug as not continuity, so then why would it look like that?
Oh, because it is.
Unless
because he referenced 5G, now it is continuity.
Right, which is it's smart, but I do wonder if DC's not putting this in their back pocket.
Right. Oh no.
I
would if I were them and
you put
desperate
it up on the wall and you're like, in case I fuck up everything
again,
of more sales or whatever,
in case glass. The same people who screwed up everything 20 years ago and 10 years ago and 5 years ago screw up everything again now. Yeah.
Just break that glass and then be like, okay, what did he say in this? Let's just do that.
Does this mean that Lex Luthor's gonna kill Superman's parents now that Superman's identity's out? And they're back to life? When does this take place? What?
They better not.
Let's talk about some books that are coming out this week, and then we'll give our winners a chance to find out who won.
What and win what?
Oh,
you might be asking?
3 winners from the continental United States are going to win one of these posters. Not this one specifically, but these posters specifically from another location.
Brand new ones that haven't been manhandled.
Yeah, these are all originally drawn by John Boy Myers and actually signed by John Boy Myers. So you can get those yourselves. They're of Psylords, Rye, and Bloodshot. Enter to win, #Valiant. We will select 3 members of the United States in the continent at random, and it'll be, honestly, and we've done that a couple times now. This is the 3rd giveaway for Valiant we've done. I think it's done very well. I'm very happy with it, and we'd like to do more. So... look at that, iridescent paper.
It is.
And it's tough stuff.
It's really nice quality.
Yeah. So by the end of our recommendations, we will announce the winners of this contest. By the way, 3 stipulations. 1, you got to live in the United States. 2, you got to be able to email me your address. And 3, you have to still be here by the end of the show.
Yeah,
otherwise,
that would be helpful.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're just going to go to the next person.
Woo! That's scary. Yeah. That you go to the next person.
Yeah.
So what do you have coming out?
Incoming! It's a book called Incoming! From Al Ewing and Humberto Ramos. It's another event. It's DC's Identity Crisis, but it's Marvel. Mm-hmm. I'm certain the cover's a lie. You know, it's got like Jessica Jones and Nova and Spider-Man and Mr. Fantastic. I'm sure each of them will appear in the book, but they will not play a central role. But, like, it's one of 2 books that are coming out this week.
It says it's featuring all these teams and these people, including Ghost Rider.
I would not be surprised if they all
Valkyrie.
appear. Because it's an event.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's actually one of the great, like, Marvel... This is a great period for Marvel where they're doing these events where they're like, hey, here's a book. Oh, an event. I forgot this existed.
I feel like it's, like... Then I'm like, that's not an event. That's just a thing. That's just a story.
Didn't they do another book? What was it called? The one with, like, the disease on it?
Contagion.
Didn't that also have an exclamation point?
I thought it had a symbol.
It did have a symbol.
Like a hazard symbol or like a quarantine symbol.
Yeah. But
legit don't remember.
Yeah. But I'll check it out.
I'm sure it was good.
Right. Since I buy on digital, I'll be able to pick it up easily.
Right. Hey, so December 25th is actually not when the books are coming out because they're coming out on Thursday.
Yeah,
instead.
it's a Thursday because it's a holiday.
It's gonna be a holiday. So naturally you wanna put the books you have faith in out, including Incoming and Doctor Strange.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
1, Surgeon Supreme. I'm like really disappointed that they've decided to put it out on this day. I don't know what that's going to mean for sales. Let's be honest. I don't know what it'll mean for sales, and I don't want to know what it means, honestly, for the faith they have in Doctor Strange as a character and as a series at this point, but I was like, oh no, naturally. Like, literally this past week was just filled with, like, hit after hit after hit of books that we didn't even get a chance to talk about because we knew Doomsday Clock was going to be very consuming.
Yes.
And there are still things I have to get through that I want to read. I'm excited to read. And then this week, it's like, And here's Doctor Strange #1.
We used the old font, the old typeface for the title. Do you like that?
And you thought it was going to be called Surgeon Supreme. No, it's still called Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it's called Doctor Strange Surgeon Supreme.
That's just the name of it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, I thought this was coming out weeks ago for some reason.
Right.
Or at least that it would come out in the new year. Nope.
Nope.
It's just after a big holiday, after stores are closed and people have to remember to go and get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's fine.
I know.
Steve can take it.
Right. He'll be here long after the worst writers are working on him.
I'm not saying he's the worst writer. Like, maybe this is going to be
No,
great.
I think Mark Waid's a good writer. Jack O'Connell, Merry Christmas. Hope you both well. Have you been reading Aquaman? It's my favorite DC book at the moment. Have a good Christmas. You too, man. No, you were reading a little bit of it when Victor Bogdanovic was drawing it. Because it looks so good.
He's just so good.
But yeah.
But it is a strong book.
Regardless. It is. It's a solid.
It is
run.
definitely a solid book. And like, I love the fact that the people who are working on it seem to be having the most fun.
Right.
Like, just having so much fun with that book, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like almost not that it did this necessarily, but it's like the excitement from like the Aquaman movie and like the idea of having fun with it. Like, is like it's infectious. You know what I mean? Not that they weren't having fun before, but it's just like I don't know.
Right.
There's just something about it. It's like a spirit to it.
Yeah. We have our winners. So here we go. Let's bust out those posters because M. Todd, congratulations, you've won a Valiant poster.
I'm not saying it's this one.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna hold this one up.
Right, but it's cool. I don't know which one you'll win. They're going to be randomly selected, but you'll also get a ComicPOP poster for your sticker for your troubles.
M. Todd.
M. Todd, congratulations.
There, make yourself known.
Yeah, please, M. Todd. Make sure that sound off in the chat. While we're waiting for M. Todd, John Holbrook has also won. John Holbrook, congratulations, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you make us aware of your existence in the chat when you sound off. Actually, I should tweet, or I should message at you. So, let's see here. M. Todd. Oh, that didn't do anything. M. Todd, check in. Yeah. We need M. Todd and John Holbrook. And we've got one last one, but I don't want to announce it until we're certain we got everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if we reveal the last one, everyone's gonna leave, and then it's like, what if
what if they're not?
What if they're not here? Then there's three other ones.
What if they're not here?
So M. Todd, first one, we gotta hear from you, man. And then the second one, John Holbrook, gotta hear from you too. Also, email me at sal@comicpop.net. Let me know your address, and I will send it over to Valiant, and you will get your poster. So yeah, email me sal@comicpop.net, and I'll hook you up. But you have to be here in order to make that happen. So we're just waiting for everybody to show up. This is the awkward part of the show where we got to wait for everybody to sound off.
I picked up that Wonder Woman Black Label book.
Hey, M. Todd won. All right.
Hey, he's
M.
there.
Todd, thank you, man. All right, M. Todd, email me, sal@compop.net. Email me your address, and I'll make sure you get your copy. John Holbrook. Has John Holbrook checked in yet?
Are you there?
Are you there, John? I saw 10 people left after we mentioned the recommendations, and I'm like, where are you going, man? You could get a free poster.
Yeah.
Signed by John Boy Myers. 10 people left, and they could have. We haven't even announced the third one, and John Holbrook might be just kicked off. The list. You might not get anything, man. Yeah, Muller at Derek won.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting your book, man. All right, I'm not seeing him, so we're going to move on.
So it means we have to pull another.
Yes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to announce the next winner, and that's Natchikit Naik. Natchikit Naik. You have won. So please, Natchikit Naik. By the way, I'm certain neither of those is pronounced the way I just said it.
So,
but
we apologize.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Natchikit Naik. But please, sound off. Let us know that you have that you're here, that you live in the United States, and that you can email me your address so that I can send you this poster. Hey, Natchikit Naik.
Yay!
By the way, Natchikit Naik, if you could let me know how to pronounce it when you email me, that would be great, so that in the future, because I've seen your name before, we could do that.
Yeah.
So congratulations, man. Okay, well, John Holbrook, you're out. Next up. We're just going to have to pick somebody else.
We got to pull somebody else.
We got to pull somebody else.
Sorry.
So one more.
Natchikate.
Natchikate. All right, Natchikate, thank you so much, man. Email me, sal@comicpop.net. Send me your address. I'll make sure you get your poster. Natchikate. Natchikate. Kate, right. Natchikate, thank you very much. So, all right, then the last one will be announced in just a minute. Let's show off those posters one more time. I know you just did it, but like, hey, listen. Sweet poster. All right, Troy Harness, congratulations, man. You got it, Troy. That's it. Troy Harness.
Troy, you there?
Let us know that you're here, and then you can email me, sal@comicpop.net. I'll get your email address. I mean, your mailing address, and then I'll send it on along. That's Troy Harness, for those of you out there who are keeping score. Troy, you are officially the third winner. I don't want to leave any dead air, so I just didn't, you know.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You guys
they are really
talking.
dope. So. Yeah. Troy Harness. Sound off, man.
I also have to finish reading Harleen.
You do, yeah.
I gotta finish Harleen, and I want to read the Wonder Woman Black Label.
Right?
Like, they're both oversized.
Yeah, I know. I know that Wonder Woman Black Label book was like a stealth release. Like, it was just kind of like,
well,
I didn't hear much about it at all.
I'm only excited about it because, frickin' what's his name?
Oh, the artist on it?
No, well, I think he did everything.
Oh, yeah. No, it is.
He did Extremity.
Oh, sweet.
And Murder Falcon.
Right. Pete LePage's favorite book.
Yes, I know. Well, I remember being there, and he was like, Murder Falcon? I'm like, Extremity?
He's like, yeah.
He's like, fair enough.
All right.
Daniel Warren? Is that his name?
That sounds right. If Troy Harness does not reveal himself in the next minute or so, then that is gonna we're gonna have to move on to the next person.
Wow, this is crazy.
This is nuts. I've never seen this. You know, this is why you stick around. This is why you stay till the end. Murder Falcon.
Murder Falcon.
That's why you stick around, ladies and gents. Otherwise, you're liable to miss it.
I'm trying desperately to find it. Daniel Warren Johnson. Thank you.
Daniel Warren Johnson.
I'm like, it's Warren's in there and Daniel.
Right.
And I didn't have a third name. There you go.
Yeah.
That's his name.
That's it.
Yeah, he wrote it.
And drew it.
Well, I don't know if he drew it. I think he drew it.
I thought he did.
I think so.
All right. We are gonna move on.
Wow.
We're gonna move on, man.
Just
I'm sorry.
Call my name.
So we're just gonna get one more.
Yeah, hang on. I'll just throw
Hopefully it's somebody who's around.
See, here we
going
go.
once.
Let's cheat.
Going twice.
Here, ready?
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, are you? Always stick around, right?
There we go.
You spelled it wrong.
Oh, I did.
You don't even get it. Forget it.
No, hang on. I'll say it bigger.
Those are yours. You're not gonna win one from these guys. All right, this is it. Wonder Cole. Wonder Cole. Wonder Cole, you are the third winner. This is why we don't do more than 3.
Yeah.
This person is around. Wonder Cole, you got it, man. Email me, sal@comicpop.net, and I will hook you up with your poster and Comic Pop sticker. So, Wonder Cole, just announce yourself and then email me, and we'll make sure it all gets squared away. That's a picture. Hey, Wonder Cole says hi.
That's basically the same
All right,
thing.
man.
Here,
Congratulations, Wonder Cole. Email me, sal@comicpop.net. All 3 winners. Email me, sal@comicpop.net. Give me your mailing address, and I'll make sure you get your thing. Was that a pizza?
Yeah, hashtag pizza. This whole thing's gone off the rails.
All right, Wonder Cole, contain your enthusiasm. Thank you very much, man, and we will wrap it up from here. So thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us, and of course, we'll see you guys maybe next week. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Probably not. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Maybe Monday we're like, what are we gonna do with our day?
Right?
I know. We'll hang out with these really cool people.
That's
on the
true.
internet.
I do like hanging out with you guys all day.
You guys are very cool. But if we don't see you, then listen, I hope you have an amazing holiday, no matter what it is you celebrate or don't celebrate, or maybe whatever. I just hope you have a really good week, and I hope it's like filled with a lot of fun and friends and family or whatever it is. Your pets, man. Like, I don't care. Or you're not pets, or just some games, or who cares? Like, whatever makes you happy. I hope you're doing it this week.
Same.
And if we don't see you before the new year, I hope you have a very good end of the decade. We're bringing the 2010s to a close and starting new, fresh in 2020. Don't make that big a deal of it.
No.
Like, don't set yourself up for that. Like, if you want to make some goals, make some goals.
Incremental.
But, like, don't, like, put that pressure on yourself. Like, make a crazy, stupid, silly list of, like, random things. Like, I want to go to the moon, but, like, maybe I also want to clean my closet or something. You know what I mean? Like,
easy stuff.
Just, like...
Stuff that makes you feel like a winner.
Yeah, like, you can do this. You got this.
Yeah.
Like, 2020, You got this.
You own it. And we're looking forward to seeing you and bringing you into the next decade here at Comic Pop. We're very lucky to have you. And by the way, just because we do acknowledge and reference all of the super chats, don't think we're not paying attention in the chat. Now, I saw a lot of really, really kind, thoughtful things being said in there. And I want to say, if you said something really sweet, trust me, I saw it.
It was
and
read,
thank you very
and thank
much.
you so much. And we keep it up. It is usually flying by so quickly that
It's true.
it's like
Yeah. That's part of the reason why we integrate that. But
Yeah.
thank you
Also,
so much for
Thanks for noticing my dream shirt.
Right?
guys.
How dope. That is a really sweet shirt.
I love this shirt.
We should probably put that in the store, actually.
Yeah.
Listen, Wednesday, back issues. Thursday,
Oh, it's Wonder Cole's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Wonder Cole. Thank you for congratulations, and thanks for spending your birthday with us.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, happy birthday, and enjoy your Valiant poster.
Yeah.
Whatever character or characters you get.
Who knows?
Not me.
Literally, we don't know.
I don't. But all right, we'll see you guys then. Thank you all so much for everything. Thank you for this dream job. We're very lucky to be here. I'm very lucky to have you, and we'll see you guys next decade.
Yeah, thanks so much for another for a great year and for many great years. And we're excited for what 2020 brings.
Yeah, thank you all so much, and we'll see you guys next time. I'm Sal.
I'm Tiffany.
So long.
Bye, guys.